Hey folks, Patrick Tipton. Welcome back to ShopTime and welcome to 2020. Today's video is going to introduce to you Project Plough 2.0, the restoration of a 1943 T24 Studebaker Weasel. So let's get going. So I bought this Weasel from a buddy of mine who had started the restoration and found a better tub to restore. So as you can see, he had already sandblasted the entire thing and started cutting away rotten metal, done a little bit of repair work, but mostly he was just disassembling and getting ready for the actual restoration. So what I have now is a tub that's been sandblasted. It's got flash rust on it that'll come off relatively easily, and a bunch of missing tin. So we're gonna have to, it's both good and bad. That was work that has to be done. The only hard part for me is that I have to recreate some things that I don't get to see how they were done originally. Now the good news is he only lives about an hour away from me, and he's got another T24 that's in better shape than this. So if I have any questions, I can drive over and take a look at it. As you can see, most of the damage to this tub was caused by rust. It sat outside. I don't know the real history of it, but clearly it sat outside. It probably got filled up with leaves and rusted on the edges. And part of the construction of the Weasel, you can see that there is a 45-degree support bracket that goes between the sidewall of the tub and the floor of the tub to strengthen it. And there was no corrosion treatment done on the inside of that. And so that's a common place if a Weasel is stored in a rough environment, it's a common place for them to rot out. So we're gonna have to remove probably all of those angles. I've already got replacements from a buddy of mine, and I can replace them if I have to. We'll see. If there's parts of it that I can salvage, I will. But the corners are dented down there as well, and since I'm gonna go for a factory class restoration to get this as straight as I can, I probably will end up having to remove that all the way down the sides, and we may do it in steps. So as you can see, in addition to the corners of the hull, the floors are in pretty rough shape here. Now the good news is my friend left most of the hat channels in place and the supporting brackets so I can see where they're gonna go. And I have replacements that another friend of mine who's a big Weasel guy made up. So I have the right parts to fix it. The rest of it's just 18 gauge steel like the World War II Jeep. So mostly this is gonna be measuring, drawing some plans out so I know where to put things back, and then refabricating. So we'll be cutting out, welding in, grinding our welds, and then putting the hat channels back in with spot welds the way they were done originally. From a cosmetic perspective, there are not a lot of dents in this hole. There are some panels that are not perfectly straight. And the original Weasel actually was distorted in manufacturing when they spot welded it all together. So we don't want to remove that. We don't want to remove evidence of the spot welds. We want it to look original at the end of the day. But we do want to take out these dents and get nice crisp edges everywhere. I have pretty good access most of the time to most of these dents. There are a few places where I won't, and in those cases we'll probably try to use a slide hammer to get it out, maybe a little bit of heat. I've got a pin welder too, which uses resistance to put a little pin on that you grab with a slide hammer and you can pop out the dent. So we'll get to play with that a little bit too. So we've named this Project Plough 2.0 because the Studebaker Weasel was born in 1942-43 out of Project Plough. And it's a fascinating history involving our friends, the Brits, and a bunch of folks in various parts of the United States, and ultimately Studebaker. And it's a great story. I think you'll find it fascinating. We're gonna do little, probably 2 or 3 minute vignettes and tell you that story while we're working on this Weasel over this year. So I think that's a wrap. Again, if you like these videos, please hit the like button. Please subscribe, share them with your friends. It lets us know that somebody's watching out there. And if you want to see something else or you think we can do a better job, by all means, drop a comment and we'll try to respond. The other way you can help us out is we're going to start offering some merch around this. So there's going to be Project Plough 2.0 t-shirts, some mugs, stickers, and a few other things. So stay tuned for that. Probably in the next video, we'll put the links up for that if you're interested in getting a t-shirt and helping us out. So Patrick Tipton, ShopTime. Thanks for tuning in. Keep your corners square and get out in your shop and make something.